that dude. Bet I see you from the top, yeah, real soon. Looking down on the haters that I've been through. Told them I'll see you later, yeah, big truth. I keep a real good pace. Built a big house, damn, look at that place. Up in my mind, cause that's my space. House so big, full of positive things. And I can't be shook, cause I ain't no rook, man, I wrote the book.
Woo! Welcome to the Monsters of the Gridiron podcast. Man, on a winning Monday. You know, on a Monday winning week Monday is what they call it. What do they call it? I don't know what they call it, man. But I know we winners. We 1-0, baby. We undefeated right now, and that's all that matters. It was an ugly win, man. That reminded me of that Cardinals game from back in the day with Brian Urlacher and all those guys.
I was at that game.
Oh wow, that's a historic. That's probably the greatest Bears game of all time to me, to be honest. Just the fashion that they won in, and seeing the team, the resilience of that team, man, and to see our team to be so resilient in this first game, man, and come back and win a game and just shut out the Tennessee Titans in the second half. And I saw a stat, man, they didn't even get across the 50-yard line in the second half. So shout out to the defense and the special teams for coming up big in this game. Offense has some things to work on, but man, that's why you were a team. You got 3 units. Oh man, you got the ticket too.
This was my first game I ever covered as a sports broadcaster for the Bears, and it was this game.
Oh wow, that thing might be worth some money, man. That thing laminated.
Yes.
Hey, that was a great game, and so was this one, man. And you guys, we were all in our group chat, man, talking, and you guys heard me losing it a little bit. And I was like, oh man. And somebody said, man, we still got the second half. I'm like, yeah, we still got the second half. Thank you for that. Like, we got a lot of football to go, and man, lo and behold, we turned it around in the second half, and we found a way to win. And that's the most important thing to do, because that's what good teams do. They find a way to win. What do you say, Terry?
Yeah, you know what? When I was looking at all the group chats and everything, that I said to myself, this game does remind me of that Arizona game. But you got to realize too, that defense remind me of the Bears defense, but we got a little bit more edge on this defense for some reason. We got a little bit more moxie, and it goes to show you how much defense really win a game, because even though we were down mainly the entire first half, or we were the entire first half, I never felt like we were out of it for some odd reason. And that's why I said that we got a lot of football left, because after that block punt, that was the turning point for the Bears.
Yep, that definitely was. What'd you say, Walt?
Yeah, man, it was a great game. It was a bit frustrating, at the beginning. We're going down 17-0, but like Terry said, there's always a lot of football left to play, and the fat lady hadn't sung yet. And we all saw what happened yesterday.
Yeah,
defense rang true yesterday, and we all knew that was going to happen. And that's the whole thing. And we'll get on it a little bit later. That we all knew these lumps were coming, or at least the level-headed people in the Bears community knew the lumps were coming. And I'd rather get them out now than later on down the road when we're facing those divisional opponents.
Oh yeah,
absolutely, man. I think that we would have benefited as a team from playing a little bit more in the preseason, especially the offense, who's still, trying to gel, especially that offensive line. I feel like that offensive line would have benefited from some more time playing together. And I think that line is not as bad as people are saying. I think they just need some more work together, man. So I'm looking forward to seeing the offense, bloom and mature and get a lot better as the season goes on, and allowing our defense to be the strength of the team, which is what we said all the preseason and all offseason. We talked about the defense being the strength of this team while the offense figures things out. But the special teams, man, we can't leave those guys out either, man.
No,
because
sir.
Like Terry said, they sparked that comeback with that block, that pump block, and that scoop and score by Simone Biles' husband. We're not gonna call that man no Simone Biles' husband.
We're gonna call it's Owens. It's Owens.
He got his name. He earned his name as the Chicago Bears right now, man. That's Jonathan Owens. Jonathan Owens with the scoop and score, man. And that sparked the comeback for this team, man. And shout out to Hardy as well for blocking that kick.
Oh yeah,
we were all rooting for him to make this team, and man, he made an impact play immediately. His first game playing as a Chicago Bear in a regular season game like that. So this year. Let's go into players of the game, though, man. Let's see who our player of the game is this week.
Yeah, we got one this week coming at you from the defense, of course, and here we go. Yeah, so it is Bear newcomer Darnell Taylor. We got him for a 6th-round pick. That's steal of the year as of right now.
Yeah, I definitely agree. I have to be honest with you. I didn't know what to expect from him, being that it's his first game, but he dominated. And I think he's a perfect addition, and he's a perfect complement to Montez Sweat. I have to be, man, this guy he made the entire defensive line contagious once that get off that he had.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely phenomenal. I mean, he earned every bit of that 6th-round draft pick yesterday.
He absolutely did.
Yeah, because he was the highest graded player we had on PFF in terms of like pass rush with 77.4. The only two that were better were DeMarcus Walker, who we can get into a little later. He really showed up. I was impressed by him too. And nobody showed any love to Andrew Billings.
Oh, clogging up that middle.
Everywhere yesterday.
Second half, he just really kicked it up some. Like you said, I don't know, man. Darrell Taylor was looking like a terror coming off of that edge, man. And we talked about it last week. Him playing against a rookie in J.C. Latham, who's a little heavy-footed, man. Yeah. So that speed was gonna probably work out for him, and it did, man. He was coming around that edge too fast and putting that immediate pressure on Will Levis, and man, it led to some big plays, man. So shout out to him. Like you said, a 6th-round pick. I know Yatta was looking like, geez, this kid, he went off, man. 8, not only the 2 sacks, but the 8 tackles. He should have had 3 too.
Yeah.
There was one earlier in the game that so I think someone else ended up getting the sack because he forced the pressure as well. And
I think Zach Pickens is the one. I mean, was it Pickens? Oh,
Dexter. Maybe it was one that Dexter got.
Yeah,
I know he came around the edge really, man. He was coming around the edge all day with speed, man. And like you said, it's a perfect complement to the power that Montez Sweat brings on the other side too. So, man, they were collapsing the pocket well. I even thought that Javon Dexter played well in this game, man, pushing the pocket, man. The defensive line played well at times. I think they did get gassed at times too.
Yeah, of course.
From some of those long drives because of I think the play calling early on in the game. But the second half, the play calling changed up. What do you think?
Yeah, it definitely did. Hell, I got gassed just by watching it because I'm like, man, them guys been on the field for quite some time. It doesn't matter what defense you got out there. If you playing like that for that many amount of series, you're gonna get tired, and it's gonna show. So, but shout out to them for not giving up too, man. Those guys played their tails off. So, I'm anxious to see. I don't know how long Pickens is. I know he didn't play this game, but I wonder if he's going to be back the next game, because that definitely helps out Billings and it helps out everybody else on that defensive line. But I mean, the defensive line, they really played. They really showed out. So I'm impressed. And I read something that said that Montez Sweat didn't do much. Man, if he assisted, it wasn't even about him getting the sacks, but his assistance. You double teaming this guy, or I've seen him bulldoze a lot of that left tackle and that right tackle. They were in for a treat the entire night, entire day. So he did do something, even if it didn't make the glamorous plays. But those assist plays that he had allowed the linebackers to come up and make their tackles, and the cornerbacks to sit back and pick off passes. He did a lot.
Yeah, because to your credit, Terry, PFF is crediting Montez Sweat with 3 hurries yesterday.
Yes.
The Bears had 10 across the day with 7 hits, 3 sacks. We said 6, but I'll be good with 3, and also 20 total pressures across the board, with the most coming from DeMarcus Walker.
Yeah. He was a terror, man. He was a terror in this game, and he was that force multiplier that we all knew he was. He was that guy. They were double teaming Montez Sweat. The coaches tried to move him around a little bit. He was pushing the pocket and allowing other guys around him to make plays. And that's going to change as the season goes on, because they're going to realize we can't just double this guy and not worry about these other guys, because these other guys can play. Like you said, Billings showed up. You got Dex show up, but Walker played a pretty damn good game, man.
Yes,
he played
did.
a damn good game in the run, against the run and the pass. So, and he didn't show up on the stat sheet either. So you can't just look at the stats when you're looking at the defensive line. It's about the impact of that guy and the guys around him, how he's impacting and forcing pressure and allowing the guys around him to make plays, that he could have made if they didn't decide to double him or chip him. And, but it helped the defense. It helped the defense overall. It allowed us to get these 3 turnovers in this game. And look, we had a great game on the defensive end on the second half of that game. I thought the first half, though, I feel like Coach Flus is going to have to commit to being an aggressive play caller.
Yes.
There were a lot of third and long plays where we sat back and we allowed 4 guys to rush, and we rushed straight up too. We didn't even stun our defensive linemen, and those guys were gassed. So, they weren't as effective in those moments, and it allowed Will Levis to sit back in the pocket and allow those receivers to find holes in the zone, and Will Levis to make these third and long plays, which led to that long drive. Man, that really gassed our defense towards the end of the first half of the game. But man, whatever Flus said to these guys on the first after halftime, and his commitment to being aggressive, that made all of the difference, man, in this game. Because that aggressive style of play, man, the guys seemed revitalized and energized. They like playing aggressively, and when we bring that extra man off the edge and force the quarterback to either take the sack or he throws that interception. And that's what Will Levis struggled with that yesterday. He didn't know he could have just taken that sack, and he threw that. He was going down. As he was going down, I think it was DeMarcus Walker who had it wrapped up. Yeah. And he decides to throw the ball and try to throw the ball away. And
what a horrible decision.
To the house. Yep.
But we appreciate it. We appreciate it. But that was a horrible decision. But you know what? His age showed. His second year pro showed, because he tried to play hero ball and make something happen. But when you're playing against a veteran defense like the Bears have, they're going to make you pay anytime you make any slight moves like that.
Yeah, like Tony Moore says here, number 1 was being a true shutdown corner yesterday. That is true. I think he was the highest graded corner in the entire NFL.
Yeah,
that's true too.
Yesterday,
I'll tell you what. And shout out to everybody that's listening. We got a lot of subscribers that's on too, right? I think Cliff said what's up to all of us, so that's definitely cool. But I'll tell you what, man. That game had me on the edge of my seat. I wanted to watch. I went after the game. I literally went back and watched the highlights because I wanted to see that again.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I just found myself watching it again after work today. Got off work, stopped working a little bit early. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna try to watch this again. See what I missed. So yeah, man, it was an entertaining game. It's not what we wanted, man. We didn't want to struggle. But we came out with the W, man, and that's what matters. Like we said, we all said here, we have a complementary team now. We have a full team. We have a good defense. We have good special teams, and our offense is a work in progress. But
it'll get there.
We have really good players on that offense, and I really feel now that I think we can transition now to that offense right now. Talk about Caleb Williams and his struggles, man. And I'm gonna give my opinion, man. You guys tell me if I'm wrong. And this is what I thought about in my reason for going back to when we were watching the games. I felt like the game plan just wasn't a great game plan. It seemed a lot like something we would have done last year with the bubble screens. And I know that the offensive line had its struggles, but it just seemed like we weren't as vertical. We weren't throwing quick passes. We weren't trying to mitigate that pass rush with the quick passes. We were trying to do a lot of the naked boots and all of that, and the defense caught up to that right away. I feel like we got a little bit out-coached at that point in the game. So as far as our offense versus their defense, but I think that'll all change, man, as they learn Caleb and what he's good at it, and and he figures things out, and the offensive line is gonna get better, man. Like I said, but
that's true.
I feel like it's not all on Caleb. I know Caleb had a lot of struggles, man. He made some mistakes, and he recognized those, and he fessed up to that himself. He owned up to that. Him taking accountability immediately after the game was that was great to hear, man. I think all Bears fans were happy to hear that, but I don't think it's all on him, man. I think that the teams around him, the players around him, as well as the coach, they could have all done a little bit better to help out Caleb.
Yeah.
No, you're 100% correct, Samo. Because we have the stats up here for everyone watching. He was 14 for 29. Not too bad, 48%. You want better, you can get better. His average, yards per completion were only just shy, a little over 6.5. He had no touchdowns, no interceptions, though, and he only took 2 sacks and threw in 15 yards rushing on top of it. But, you were going on at the very beginning about Shane Waldron's game plan. It looked a little disjointed this week.
Yes.
And that's something we can change. It's not the end of the world. So everyone going off that's saying, well, maybe Shane Waldron isn't the guy. Relax. It's one game.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. And you're right about that. And a lot of people are like, well, we need a better offense. Well, look, this is game one. One of the most important things that if it was a silver lining to this to Caleb's status, he, like you mentioned before, Walt, he had 0 turnovers. Like yesterday, Kirk Cousins had two interceptions, and he's been around for a long time. So for him not to throw any INTs was crazy, but he should have had a 1 in front of that TD. If our newly acquired wide receiver would have caught that touchdown, and he admitted it, he pointed to himself and said, that was me, that was on me. So that should have been a touchdown. But you know what? I look back at the plays. Our center has to do a better job next week. Now, in defense to him though, Tennessee got some dogs up front, and we talked about that the week before about Tennessee's defense. They have a stout defense. A lot of people were just sleeping on Tennessee and their defense, but they got a lot of talent on their defense, and it's not going to get any easier playing against Houston next week. But Houston looked vulnerable as well, so that actually is encouraging. And that's another second-year quarterback, even though he had a successful year last year, but that's still another second-year quarterback that we're going up against. So I have faith in the Bears defense, and I believe that they're going to make the offense a lot better and smoother. And if Rome Odunze is not be able to play, I think they're going to call up that 6'6" wide receiver that we definitely utilized in the Hall of Fame game the other day. And there he is, Will, the Bears fan, right?
Jump in here, Will.
What's going
You on mute, baby. You on mute, baby. Wake up.
You hear me?
Yeah, we hear you now.
Hey, you know me, man. I'm just getting back in. I'm tired. I'm fatigued. I'm hoarse. Like, hey, Soldier Field. It was all I'm gonna say. The city's back up. That's all I'm gonna say.
Electrifying, wasn't it?
Electrifying. Like, it's because last year when we played the Packers, it was 24-6, and it's like, man, I know we ain't about to do this again. And I think Walt, one of y'all, I said, look, we're gonna be all right. Because I felt that the defense and special teams was going, and this is a recipe from back in 06 on the Lovey right now. So,
well, that's what we talked about.
I felt until Caleb comes along that the defense and special teams was going to elevate us and lead us to the win. Because, like I tell everybody, it's a team sport at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like I know everybody say, they love Caleb because, unlike Justin, you can win in spite of, but with Caleb, it's like you can win because of his talent. So people got to understand it's going to take some time because a couple sacks he took, if that was back at USC, guess what? He would have got out of that and made a miraculous throw downfield for a touchdown on 40, 50-yard bump. But in the NFL, that's a 20-yard sack. And we saw that.
Exactly.
We saw that.
But we saw that he didn't throw the ball away either.
And you know what? At the end, because we were in field goal range at that point, I believe.
Of course.
So we're 25-yard line.
Yeah. So at the end of the day, he didn't have that back-breaking turnover either, even though we lost points. So he managed the game despite the inconsistencies. He never really – he kept a level head. I will say that. He didn't unravel.
Right.
Offensive line wise, guys, you know, I do think, and I'm gonna say because hey, I watched Tennessee. Tennessee got some dogs up front.
That's exactly what I said.
You know, after we talked to Jim Wyatt, then I had a chance to meet the defense coordinator and talk to some of the defensive folks while I was there. I'm like, you know what? And then of course Devondre Sweat, you know, that's our guy from the Senior Bowl. So I got to talk to him. I'm like, bro, they pretty stout up front, and Snead and them guys on the back end, they're not any slouches. So Tennessee to me has a top 5, top 10 defense.
Of course.
Will Jones caught that A gap and just ran over Coleman Shelton. That would have been because Keenan was open on the quick slant. That would have been a touchdown. You know, then Keenan dropped one. That was a touchdown. But like I said, at the end of the day, man, look, the special teams came through. Jonathan Owens, everybody was like, oh, we don't want to hear about Jonathan Owens on Hard Knocks and Simone Biles. But guess what?
He made you believe in it yesterday. He was Johnny on the spot.
He played
Johnny on the spot.
And
yes, he
got
did.
The block, guys. Daniel Hardy got the block.
Yep.
And then, so two guys that were, you know, featured in Hard Knocks and well, Daniel at one point they was considering a roster bubble, but I didn't because the kid got passionate. He like somebody like that I can work with. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, it's like I know tomorrow is not promised in this league. So he left it all out there on the grass in the back seven. Oh my God, was phenomenal. It was phenomenal.
It was bananas.
Yep. To your point, Will, Caleb didn't make any plays to cause us to lose the game. And you can't say the same thing about Will Levis, the second-year quarterback for the Tennessee Titans. He threw a couple of interceptions. He could have easily, like you said, Terry, tried to throw that ball away and threw an interception that would have changed the game for us. And, you know, he didn't make those bad plays, so he could have easily fumbled at that point in time, you know, trying to, you know, do a little bit too much. But he didn't. He didn't make any egregious turnovers or any egregious plays that caused us to lose a game. He just didn't help us win a game in this game. He just wasn't able to do that yet. But
he just
we
didn't
did
put up the
see
big
that
numbers.
he has the talent. Yeah, he just didn't put up the good numbers. But he's talented. We saw that he has talent. And as the offenses and defenses, I mean, the offense is much harder to put together. And we know that as Bears fans, but for an offense to work, everything around, everyone has to do the same thing as to be in the right place at the right time. They have to be on point. The defense, the offensive line has to protect. The wide receivers have to run their rights at the correct depth and all of that stuff, and they have to make their sight adjustments as they're going to knowing if it's cover one, cover two, you know, middle close, middle open. You know, there are adjustments that wide receivers have to make. All of that is gelling, man. Right now, this is their first year in this offense with a rookie quarterback, man. It's going to take some time to get that going. So I'm confident that, you know, we have the right coach in place to get it going. And I'm confident that we have the right quarterback in place. I'm confident that our offensive line is going to get it together. They just need some time to gel as well. So, you know, that continuity of the entire offense is coming. And we just lucky enough to have a defense and a special teams that we could have leaned on in this game to get us a dub. So every team can't say that they have that.
You're right.
So
you're right. And in fairness to Caleb, though, no starting rookie quarterback had a good game yesterday. You know what I mean?
Hell, Kirk Cousins didn't have a good game.
I mentioned him earlier. He played absolutely horrible.
How long he been in the league? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, like across the board, the quarterback played. To me,
it was average.
Yeah,
there was nobody that played lights out.
And in some cases, it was below average. So again, you know, I think this week against Houston, I think the offense, because I think that Rome has a grade 1 knee sprain. So I believe I don't think that's nothing that's too serious.
He'll probably play.
He should play. I think Keenan gonna play, but you know, as long as our line, the interior line of the line holds up. Because see, I know Braxton got beat a couple times. I don't think Darnell. I didn't see him get beat.
Darnell Wright didn't get beat at all.
He didn't get beat. Missed some blocks in the run game. He didn't get beat.
My son was looking good, but he was looking good. was looking good out there.
You claiming them now, huh? You claiming them now.
Yeah. Now you want to claim them. You got the right one.
He was looking good. And then my
I'll
other
tell you what, man.
Look, hey Terry, the other one who I've been beating the table for, because Samo wanted to kick him to the curb and take him to he wanted to call the child tax office. No. I'm sorry. He wanted to call CPS, Child Protective Service, and put him in a group home because he felt like he didn't deserve a roster spot. And when he fumbled that kicker, I said, look, I ain't gonna say Samo rolling in his grave like Bubba Dub said. I know Samo.
You know, I was like, oh, I was going crazy at that.
Bro, I almost went through the TV when I saw that. You hear me?
I've been playing or watching football for 40 years, and I've never seen a kickoff get muffed and go forward 10 yards.
No,
that was the
never.
goofiest fumble I've ever seen in my life, man.
And everybody in the stadium was like, I told y'all we didn't want that. I said, man, y'all chill out. It's
but Carter made up for it, though.
Yeah, Carter is a beast.
Yeah, he made
up for it. He gonna score. He looked like D Hester for a minute.
Yeah.
And as
y'all ran out of gas.
So since we talking about bright spots, how y'all think Swift did?
Man, I think Swift played his ass off. I thought Swift did a great job, man. And to speak on that, man, I don't know what to make of the fact that we ran with 4 different running backs. We had a 4 running back rotation. Did he get hurt or something in the game? Will you with there? Did they have to take him in the 10 or anything? And they just didn't mention it. Did Swift get hurt at any point in time? Because he started out the game strong. And then we saw them bring in
Travis Homer had a good game. Now I didn't want him on the team, but he showed up on special teams and on offense. Yeah,
he ran well. It's just I don't know how you. I've never seen a 4-man rotation at running back. That's what I'm just saying. You got to keep them fluid. 4 guys. Yeah.
I mean,
I think it's something to be said about running back developing rhythm too, though, right?
Yeah.
You see, it felt more across the board with Shane Waldron. Like everything was in rotation. The running backs were in rotation. The wide receivers were in rotation. Yeah. We saw a lot more DeAndre Carter blocking than I thought we would personally.
Yeah, he missed a couple, but he's gonna learn from him. He'll learn from it. It's week 1. We can't. It's really tough to kind of evaluate everybody on week 1, but from the things that we saw on defense, you can evaluate that because that's contagious. That feeds over to the next week. So I mean, they riding high and they got the attention of the Houston Texans. I can promise you on that. Hey, we're in a dome, so we don't have to play out in the grass. Well, they got a retractable stadium, but I'm quite sure they'll probably be halfway open like they always do. But I'll tell you what, man. This game is evenly matched.
Yep.
Yeah, definitely.
I definitely agree.
And the good part about
the key is, look, we got the win. You go in, you watch film where we had deficiencies. You focus on that. You focus on rectifying that. Then you go look at that film against because the coach. They put up 27 on Houston. So
it should have been more than that, quite honestly.
Yep. From what I just saw on the plane coming back, because you know me, I like to scout moving forward next week, and I'm looking at, man, they could have put up about 40 on Houston. So if we contain Danielle Hunter and Will Anderson Jr., Caleb should feast. I'm gonna tell y'all right now.
Yep.
He should feast. And I want Keenan to play, but I think Tyler Scott, he'll be a viable replacement in the event if Keenan can't go to come in, and we should be if we pass protect against the Texans. I'm gonna say it like this: we're going to pass protect against the Texans, and Caleb, he's gonna have a coming out this Sunday night, baby, on a national stage. Like I told, look, being out there being with them guys, I'm telling y'all, man, it's a whole different experience because like. Talking to JJ, come pumped up, you know what I'm saying? Create a little different hand claps and saying, look, stay on your keys, focus. JJ played like a dog.
Yep.
Kyrie, dog.
Like a big dog. Yeah.
Secondary, that's all night right here, all day. You know what I'm saying? Like Levis, he should have ate 2 of those for sacks, but he tried to make a play. I get it. But, bro.
Hero ball.
Yeah, you can't do that against our defense, bro. We got ball hawks back there.
Well, he found out.
And I found out what Cliff said.
Did you see him on his knees after that?
Oh,
You
yeah.
see
that
what?
was terrible.
Yeah, he couldn't
So
believe
what?
he was on his knees.
He
Oh,
fell to his knees on the pick six. He just fell to his knees immediately, and he was just like, "Oh,
Yeah,
oh God,
shout out
man,
to
hey,
Tyreek Stevenson, man. The guy can ball. The one problem I have
he's
with Tyreek
small.
Stevenson is he's a little too hot for his own
yeah,
good.
he's still chippy. You got to calm it down.
Yep.
I understand. You gotta have the swagger and stuff, but you almost gave us a penalty.
But and
Yeah.
quiet as kept, if he'd have got his head turned around on that touchdown when it was 10-0, they went up 17. Because
He would have had that pick.
off his back
Should have
foot.
been a pick.
That would have been a pick. But he got his
Yeah.
head turned around so
He was
late.
there.
He was
there.
right there. He was in perfect position. So when they scored right there, and then prior to that, of course, we gave him a 3-point donation off the fumble kickoff. So that's 10 points.
Mhm.
Realistically, man, that game could have been ugly if certain plays were executed the way they need to be executed. We didn't have the turnover. But again, like y'all say, first game, you go in now to today, tomorrow, Wednesday, watch film, clean that up, and guess what? You come out and punch Houston in the mouth. I'm not worried about Joe Mixon.
Oh,
You know
no. Even though he had a good game, he had a good game.
Yeah, but he don't have, because see, the coach, they not stout against the run like us.
Right.
I like the Forrest Buckner, but he's getting a little long in the tooth.
Yeah, he is.
Mm-hmm.
And to be honest with you guys, last year the Bears wouldn't have won that game.
No, last year we would not have won that game.
So that goes
Great
to show
point.
you
Great
the level of buy-in that we have on the Bears team. Because last year we would have rolled over and played dead.
Yep.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Now somebody saw something in the chat about any news on Rome's knee.
Yeah, Tony Moore asked the question if there's any news on Rome's knee yet. They do have it as an MLC sprain. He's considered week to week at the moment. There is a possibility he could still play, but they're probably going to run some more tests over the next coming days just to make sure everything's okay. And that's why they didn't run the MRI last night. There probably was a lot of swelling. They just wanted to wait for that to go down so they can get a clearer picture. Because if they did it last night, they'd more than likely have to do it again today anyway. So.
Yeah, that's good news, man. That's good news as Bears fans, man, that it wasn't anything serious. We saw people getting injured this week, and we got out of this with just a grade 1 knee sprain. Hey, that's good news, man.
Yeah, Swiss got it here too.
Yeah,
good stuff. Where did I want to go? I had something that I wanted to say. Oh, as far as the offense goes, man, and Will was talking about points that were left on the board, man. I counted 13 to 17 points that we didn't score that we should have had as an offense, which means that I feel like we're going to have more next week. That was the play that the obvious touchdown that was dropped by Keenan. That was the time when Keenan ran the double move and he was wide open, and Caleb just so happened to miss him a little bit, and he overthrew him. However, for whatever reason, that's usually a drop in the bucket for him. I don't know what happened with that, but
it was the pressure up front, though. He was used to getting hit the pressure up front. He threw that off balance, but you're right. He was wide open.
Wide open, man. We were getting. I thought it was going to be a touchdown, but I say 3 to 7 off of that play. We were definitely in field goal range at that point in time, so 3 to 7 there. And then there was the 3 points that we lost because of the sack, long sack. Yeah, we were on the 25-yard line. He took 19-yard loss, and we missed out on that 3 points. So that's 13 to 17 points that we could have had in this game from our offense. And they're only going to get better, like Will said, man. It just takes some time, man, to get everything together. They're going to go and learn from this tape. Caleb Williams, I know he didn't like the way he saw.
Oh, no.
I know he didn't. So he's going to work his ass off this week, man, to be better on a national stage against last year's Rookie of the Year. Come on, man. That man is about to go out. He's going to go off this week. And, our defense is going to be motivated. They know what their team did last year. Like, our entire team is going to be energized for this game, man, because, this is a litmus test right here. And this is where you have to say, you got to put up or shut up right here. You want to make a name for yourself. We say we different. We say the culture has changed. Like, this is a game where you show that. Even if we don't come out with a win, man, we got to compete for 4 quarters, and we got the team to do that. We're going to go fight, but I think we can come out with that dub, man. I think we can come out with a dub.
The mind shift has changed. There is no thinking. There is no hypothetical. There is no if.
We should win this game.
We are going to win this game. We are.
Let's go, baby.
I know we're doing this week to week. Like,
yes, sir.
Man, look, like I told Cairo before, I said, look, go out there and knock them dead. He said, all I got to do is cook extra points and field goal. And I said, I need you to be spot on with every one of them. Let's do this.
And he was.
Like that level of confidence when like you can see it. You can see it in their face. You can see it in their eyes when you're talking to them. And get
Cairo's been kicking for a long time, man.
Right.
And so that was a good pickup by getting him from out of Kansas City. But he's a veteran. Yeah,
but like Cliff Victoria said, I want to start looking at signing TJ Edwards to a long. Like I know he in year 2 of that 3-year deal, but
he
man,
deserves more.
Oh my God, he had 15.
We robbing TJ right now. We robbing TJ right now. If we get 5 a year or something, man, we robbing TJ.
Yeah, look, we need to go ahead.
They got to get TJ some money.
We got the opportunity to have a dumb and that's what's going to lead to year in, year out as far as us being competitive, being relevant. If we keep, because next year's draft, I think we definitely going heavy trenches. I'm going to go ahead and manifest.
Of course.
Yeah, I'm talking about offensive interior. I'm talking about defense.
We going big heavies.
Yes.
Big heavies.
Yes.
Big heavies.
I'm talking about some molars.
Looking for the weight. The guys with the weight.
Look, we got to give a shout out to Darryl Taylor. We got to give a shout out to Darryl Taylor.
Oh, we did. You missed it.
We already did. Oh, yeah. He was one of the first people we covered.
He's a dog.
Game. Sure, Walt. Everyone missed it.
Will, you missed it. Here it is. Got player of the game, man.
Oh, yes, hey, that last sack, when he did this right here and just walked out, I said, oh, yeah, we got us one. Yes, we got us one, guys.
Hey, yes, I'll tell you what.
Ryan Poulter struck again, baby. We got us one.
For a 6th-round draft pick?
Or a 6th-round draft pick. We got us one. That's all I'm saying.
Yep.
Yeah.
And look, and Sweat was a menace. Whether he was going inside, outside, like he was all up and down. Like he was creating a lot of the turnovers, a lot of the sacks.
He was a bully. He was a bully.
He was a bully. He was a bully. And I loved every ounce of it.
Yeah, and he looked like he was having fun out there. He enjoyed pushing them young cats around. He was like, man, this is too easy, man.
Bro, too easy. Do you hear me? It's too easy. Like, man, I'm excited. You know, I'm hoarse. Because like I said,
we could tell.
Look, look, we had 121, so Crunk, section 121. I'm talking about all from the bottom up to the top, had that thing crunk. You hear me? like the Titans looking around like, damn, what we playing at right now? You know what I'm saying? This don't feel like even in the NFL. I feel like we're on another planet right now. The energy, electricity.
Hey, Will, you showing your age, man, talking about Crunk, man. The young kids say Crunk. You got to say lit.
1990s called their name that. Hey, but you think that's something, though. Y'all fellas already know this. The Bear fans travel well. They done booked all their flights to Houston. Yep. I can guarantee you on that.
Yep.
Yeah.
We have full with Bears fans.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, the last thing I really want to talk about is just how articulate the kid is. For someone as young as he is, he handles himself very well, even through endurance. And, you know, everything that happened yesterday, he never faltered in terms of his mental makeup, I'm sorry. Where you didn't see him get frustrated. You saw him let it out a little bit on the field, but he never put that on his team. Right? Yeah. And even at the end of the day, he said, I need to do better.
Yeah. That's where it starts. That's where it starts with.
Mm-hmm.
That's the whole thing about
mental and emotional maturity.
Yeah.
Yep. So, mental and emotional maturity, man. That's what it showed me. Mm-hmm. Like he's built for this.
Yeah, but we do got a couple questions from chat here that we set up here. Okay. Cliff Victoria is asking, do you guys think the Bears are going to be a top 5 defense this season?
I think they're going to be a top 3 defense. I don't even think it's a top 5 because barring any injuries, this team showed you yesterday what we can do on all facets of the game. And I have to be honest with you. I'm not just being biased because I'm a Bears fan. I watch the Bears defense and then I watch other teams' defense. And I can guarantee you our defense is in the top 3 easily.
Yeah. And just for Cliff here, you know, I was curious about your question. So I went and looked at the PFF grades for, defense for yesterday so far. Bears are number 4. So we're already in the top 5, baby.
Yeah. Already, baby. Already. Yeah. We have no weaknesses on defense right now, man. You know, with the the emergence of Daryl Taylor. I don't think we don't have any weaknesses on our defense right now, man. It's just about playing together and the play calling. We got to stay aggressive, and a lot of those boys to go out there and hunt, and them guys on the back end, they're gonna eat. They're gonna eat when they get their opportunities. They're gonna take them, man. They're gonna take it to the house too. You see that, baby? We taking them to the house this year. We not just intercepting balls. We housing them this year. So that's the maturation of this defense. We making impact plays. Last year we made interceptions. Yeah, this year we taking half of these to the house. If we get 22, we get 30. We taking half of them to the house because we're gonna be right there because we're gonna own field position now. We didn't talk about that punter either, man. Torrey Taylor, like he helped us a lot in this game.
Yes, he did.
He was
turning
big
the
in this
field
game,
over.
so turning the field over, that was huge for us, and it's going to allow us to get easy, shorter returns. So, man, I'm looking forward to it.
Oh yeah. What other questions we got, Walt?
Well, Tony Moy asked us about TJ Edwards earlier, but he also asked us now if you had to choose between Kyler Gordon or Jaquan Brisker to resign, who are you going with?
Both of them.
Both of them.
I have to go with both of them. They are a package deal. Yeah. Yeah. Didn't they come in? They came in together too, right? It's same.
Came in together, which is crazy. Yeah, I mean, it's gonna be if they had to choose between the two. If you have to choose between the two, then I got to keep Kyler Gordon, man.
Yeah.
I think it's gonna have to be Kyler, and that's just because Brisker gets hurt sometimes within the season, and Brisker is probably easier to replace than Kyler Gordon.
Yeah, I agree.
So,
what do you think, Will?
I got to go with both of them. Like I said, they came in. I was having a conversation earlier with one of the guys. Like, when you got young talent like that, you got to keep cultivating and growing it. Just like with Caleb, I wish we could have got a left tackle and center that he can grow with. Like, because those are key positions. And if you can get them young to grow up together, 8, 10, 12, 14, 15 years, like now you got something special. So I'm going to say both because we should have the money to be able to keep them under the cap and give them a great deal. So, I definitely got to go with both. So I don't even want to play the hypothetical.
Same here. Same here.
Yeah. So, like, I'm saying both. I'm going to say both.
Yeah, I think the most logical option is to get both. You brought them in together; they're going to stay together,
right?
Like you said.
Yeah.
So I'm not even going to entertain picking one. I mean, if I had to pick one, I'd say Kyler Gordon, like you said, Samo.
mm-hmm.
He's produced. He had the injury with his hand last year, but he still came in firing on all cylinders. So
yeah,
and he's a baller too, man. Brisker is a baller.
My problem with Brisker is just this: he likes to taunt and chirp around a little too much, even though he's not even involved in the play. Like, come on.
Hey,
and look, we got to give another MVP. Y'all ready? Matter of fact, this is going to be a co-MVP because we got to start identifying the coaches too. John Hope has done a phenomenal job with the secondary, guys. Mm-hmm. He's done a phenomenal job. A phenomenal job. Same thing with Eric White. Phenomenal job with the D-line, how he camouflages, how he masquerades everything. Like, we got to start we're going to have to start doing a segment for the coaches too, because and then special teams coach. Hightower did a phenomenal job as far as
despite the one blunder on special teams. Other than that, we look pretty good.
We can't put that on Hightower. That's all on.
Well, it's a special teams play, so you have to.
Yeah,
you got to go down with
it's his unit. It's his unit. He put him out there.
Yeah, you got to go. You got to go down with the ship. You know that, Will.
Mm-hmm.
You on mute.
But I love Richard Hightower, man. I think Richard Hightower has a future as a head coach in this league, man. I think he doesn't get enough praise for what he does, and I love listening to him in press conferences. Man, he's very detail oriented. Man, he explains things extremely well. He knows his personnel. I think, man, that dude. I think he has a bright future in this league, man. And he's a damn good special teams coach, man. Yeah, like Will said, like players have already said that he's responsible for that block. It's something that he saw on tape earlier in the week, and they practiced it, and they knew that they were going to get that damn pump block, man, which is insane to me. Yeah.
Wow.
And to put the team in position to do that, and the critical time in the game, man, like you said, Terry, that was the turning point in the game. That's what swung the momentum at that point in time. The stadium went crazy, and after that, things went turned around.
Yeah, because it was 17-3 at that point, and they got that block punt. I said
10-17.
I said we back in this thing.
We in the money.
We back in. Look, them Tennessee Titan fan, they talking about tighten up. I say it's getting quiet over here. Look, this ain't gonna be no Music City Miracle today.
No,
it's
sir.
quiet over here. Yo, when I'm telling you, it was so fun, guys. Like when you look and saw how this game it brought interconnected the fans, the crowd. It didn't matter the gender, the race. But I had some of the people kissing on me that I ain't never seen before in my life. I'm like, dog, you might have COVID. Hold up, dog. Y'all, I'm telling y'all, it was, and everybody was like, man, your energy is infectious. We love you. You can always be a permanent member in Section 121. I said, look, and the team fed off of that, guys. The defense, oh my God, it was crazy. It was, and I was just waiting. I said, Caleb about to make one because he overshot a couple that should have been either a long game or even potentially a touchdown. And if he'd have connected on that, see, he wasn't nervous, but he had that juice of his first game. I think he was playing too fast on a couple of occasions. So
he got it under his belt for this one. Now he come in with a little bit more ease at it.
Right.
But they're gonna design plays specifically to get him on track. That's what you need to do. You need to get him. You need to get him in that rhythm. Because you remember when he went 2 for 2 and he was in that rhythm. He was getting in that rhythm. You just got to design plays to get him in the rhythm. I don't care if it's a 5-yard play, another 5-yard play. You get him in that rhythm and keep going.
Yeah, you know what?
I agree.
I feel confident. Like last year, I'd been like, we're in trouble. Because Luke Gessie and Andrew Janoko.
I told you we wouldn't have won last year.
It would have just snowballed, but I feel confident in Shane Walsh. I feel confident in Kerry Joseph. I feel confident in Thomas Brown. My boy Chad Morton, the running backs coach, who had me rolling. And I'm like, when we got the right coaches, the tight end coach Day, we got the right coaches to really just elevate in a time of controversy and chaos, and when everything's in disarray, nobody panicked. If you looked at, I'm talking about from the coaches to the players, nobody panicked. It was like, we still can win this game, guys.
That's what Samuel and I talked about.
Look, and it was 17-0, so it kind of gave you a little, not a lot of that 06 game against Arizona when we had came back.
Yep.
Hey. This was my first ever game I broadcast.
Wow.
First ever game.
Boy, now that set you up for
you see it? Field photo. This is my first ever game.
That set you up for success, but set Arizona and Denny Green up for failure. Because that boy said,
I was right in. Hey, so give y'all just a quick little off the record. I was right in front of him when he did that.
Oh, wow.
That interview, I was sitting right there, and then you should have saw the whole fiasco that happened outside of the thing too, when he was kicking over garbage cans and stuff. But I tell you what, that was probably the most exciting game that I ever visited. So for y'all to bring that up and still remember that, I'm hanging on to this right here, man.
I say it's the most memorable. If it's not one of the greatest Bears game of all time, it's definitely the most memorable Bears game of all time for me. I'll never forget that game, man.
I know we're doing a T-shirt giveaway, so
we have to.
Who won?
I'm thinking, look, whoever the first person that can answer this question in the chat. In that same game in 2006, Bears versus Cardinals, who got the strip fumble and who returned it for a touchdown?
Oh, I know that.
I'm not talking about the first one with Mark Anderson and Mike Brown. And by the way, Mike Brown said hello. He'll be following the show from now on. I'm talking about the second one that led to a 23-17.
I know who it was.
And we all know who did the strip and who picked it up and scored off of it. The first person that answers that in the chat, you're going to get your good old hot MOD shirt.
This
We
is
wait.
it. This is the shirt too, by the way.
Let's see
This
how
is the
much of a
shirt.
Bears fan you are. Let's see how y'all
This is the
plugged
shirt.
in.
This is the shirt.
Hey, let's go.
Come on, we got some knowledgeable folks in the chat. I already know my guy Plank. Shout out to my guy Plank. Let's shout out the chat real quick. My guy Plank, Cliff Victoria, I see you in there. Blue Dragon Goonies, what's up, baby? Who else we got in here? I see. You scroll up. What's wrong with it? Anything going on?
Do we got anybody to answer it yet? I know they're probably just sitting there trying to remember back to that game. I'll give y'all a hint. I'll give y'all a hint. It was October 16th.
That's the game. That's the day of the game.
Hey, they on Google right now. They on Google right now.
Yeah, October 16th.
Who calls the fumble?
Give one of the names.
Who
calls
the fumble?
And can I get a name?
To make the score 23-17.
Get it
I
number.
know.
No.
I see.
Almost. You almost, Cliff.
Yeah, almost.
Cliff.
Hey,
Cliff, you close.
Hey, there's a hint, Cliff. Here's a hint
got
to
half
it.
of it. Cliff got half of it. You close.
Got half.
You got to get the whole. Hey, Cliff, there's a hint on this card.
Hey, them boys putting up YouTube video right now. Them boys putting up their YouTube video. Let me see who calls it. Yes, it was 23-10.
And while y'all looking it up, go ahead and shout out where you from. You know, put where you watching us from, man. We like to get the feedback. Put where you watching us at from.
Peanut. Guess one.
You got half of it.
What did Peanut do?
You got half of it.
Which one did Nut do? He did half.
Shout out where you watching us from too.
Ooh, I thought we had some diehard Bear fans in here for real.
Oh man.
Yeah, I'm surprised too, Will. I'm surprised.
I'm sick right now.
Rochester. All right.
I'm
October 16th, 2006. That's when this happened.
Yeah, well, I already went back and checked the scores we had from last week's show. Nobody won. Nobody came close.
Are you serious?
Close to the...
Well, Hendricks got the Titans score right. He got the 17, but nobody got the 24, man.
Wow.
I guess that on Swift's chat the day before, the day he did the Great Gabriel show, and I was like, no, we're not going to get that. Looked up 24-17. I should have bet money on that.
Man. I put in my article from last week, I had 31-17. So
Oh, you did?
Keenan catches that. Yeah, Keenan catches that
touchdown.
That touchdown. Yeah, I would have been spot on.
Yeah. We have nobody else saying anything yet, huh? People got a little quiet in the chat.
Wow, for real. That's easy.
Yeah.
We're gonna give it up. We got to give him something else to do then.
I'm blown away right now, guys.
We're going to be doing these trivia questions because we got some good giveaways. And it's not just the shirts that we got. We got helmets. We got a few other things that we're going to be.
Water bottles. We got a lot of good stuff. Water bottles, helmets, coffee mugs, all type of good stuff. Bucket hats. We got a nice hat. Dad caps, all that good stuff.
Oh, look at Cliff Victoria.
How you go, Cliff?
Go to the YouTube on y'all, boys.
Yes, sir.
Ding, 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 ding.
Way to go. That's one Hall of Famer and a future Hall of Famer.
Yes, sir. Like a strip, another Hall of Famer. No, hold on.
Yep.
Edwin James, he hasn't made it yet.
Is he in the Hall?
No, he's in there.
He's in the Hall of Fame, James?
Yeah, he's in there.
You know what he is? Because he took care of that. You're right. He stripped Edwin James. No Peanut was Johnny on the spot.
But scoop score, baby.
Scoop and score.
He turned two.
Yeah.
Cliff, get with Walt. Send your address so we can and your size so we can see your shirt, brother.
Yes, sir.
Yes, indeed. So you can be rocking it because I'm telling you, everybody gonna want one of these for these Bears. When these Bears are in the playoffs this year, you're gonna want one of these Monster of the Gridiron shirts. We already got to get one to a couple Bears players that said they wanted this shirt, so we got to get them one. So they can warm up with these on. So that's we got one player in mind already that's gonna warm up in this. So we're gonna be looking pretty good.
You better.
Yeah,
sir.
Cliff,
Good
you can
stuff.
use the email address I have on my X there, and I'll get it to where it needs to be.
Good stuff, Cliff.
Yeah. Good job, Cliff.
Hey
Cliff
man,
was
y'all
in
want
there
to talk
sweating.
about next week? We're gonna do another show this week, baby. We'll talk about it.
Yeah,
next week.
we good.
We got to do another show this week, man. Man, any more questions from the chat before we get out of here? We got time for one more, two more.
Eric had one more, and it was just, what's the biggest need? I'm saying center. That's him.
What
do
are
y'all
you
think?
saying? Walt? What do you think, Walt?
I don't know. I can't really pinpoint it just yet because I haven't lost faith in Shelton. I think
Right.
he needs just to tune up his game, and I think that's what tomorrow starts.
Yep.
So I can't make a call right now. Are there some players I'd like to see? Sure. As Will says, the man from Dallas.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, we don't necessarily we can use him, but it's not a drastic need. Now we'll take him now. Now I'm not gonna be like, no, we don't need him, but we'll take him.
Man, I don't know how they got. After seeing them this week, I don't know how they let that man out of Dallas. There's no way he's leaving Dallas, man.
I'll tell you what, they done paid everybody except him.
Yeah, that's crazy. That is crazy.
Yeah.
Man, that dude is a terror. That dude is a terror.
They paid everybody except him.
After this week, I might have to give up a 1 or 2. Dominique
2 ones. You're gonna have to give up 2 ones.
No. I'll tell you what, I'll give up that second round draft pick from Carolina because they're gonna have a high second round draft pick.
Yeah, it's gonna be the 33rd pick.
Man,
yeah, for sure.
33rd pick for sure.
Let me tell y'all something. Yeah. Right now, all we need is 7 more players. Put Samuel at left tackle, put Walt at center. I'll put you at running back, Steve Spain. We're gonna get 7 more.
You Vanguard.
Oh no, I still got that 4-5, baby. Let's go. But
put me at cornerback all day, coach. I'm in there.
Look, I think Derek Brown just got hurt for the Panthers.
He did. Yeah.
Really? Man.
Yeah, that came through this morning.
They said he might be out for the year.
Yeah. What? There was somebody, I forget what news anchor said, they were doing the halftime show, and somebody said, "Oh, yeah, I think the Panthers actually got worse."
Yes,
man.
Yeah.
It's what happens. I think they missed the boat, man, with not drafting C.J. Stroud, and they know it. Yep. Hey, y'all ready for some Monday Night Football?
Yes, sir. Let's get it, baby.
Yes,
sir. It's a good game tonight.
Come on,
check that out.
Yeah,
we got what, 10 minutes till Monday Night Football, give or take.
Yeah, they on now. Joe Buck is there with Troy, so yeah, they ready.
Yeah, so why don't we let all these guys get out of here and get ready to watch some football?
Oh yeah, let's get ready to watch some football.
Yeah, guys. So next week, we'll definitely do another show Monday night. This week, we'll probably try and fit something in later in the week for you guys. So just hit the subscribe button, hit the bell for notifications so you know when we're coming through. So you follow us on X too. I always post on there for the show. And guys, anything else you want to say before we sign off?
Hold them up.
1-0, baby.
Close up. Squad up.
Squad
Bear
up.
down.
Bear
down, guys.
All right.